So the Drag X Drive Global Jam demo came out. This was a game that was on my radar because it's a weird wheelchair basketball game, and I didn't know what I felt about it. So I was looking forward to actually trying it out and testing it. Nintendo had a couple of sessions that were scheduled this weekend, and to be completely honest, right away from the gate, I'm gonna have to tell you guys, I did not like it. The main thing that I did not like was the controls. You have to use the Joy-Cons as mouse controls, either on a flat surface or your legs, and it really cramped up the way that my wrist felt. I can't see anybody playing this for a prolonged period of time. And on top of that, this game just felt like it was uninspired. Nintendo kind of closed this one in, I feel Nintendo kind of half-assed this game more than they should have. This is bad on Nintendo's part. The premise seemed alright, but the characters aren't memorable. The gameplay is not memorable. There's not any addictive gameplay mechanics that are involved with the game. You only have the option to pass, shoot, and roll your wheels around. And I get it. It's a $20 game, so we can't expect much out of it. But I feel that the whole idea, the whole concept was half-baked. And this literally feels like it's something that would have been better as a pack-in title for the Switch too, and not something that we're gonna pay for $20 later on. But it seems like the thing that Nintendo's doing with the Switch 2 is nickel and diming everybody every chance they get. I played this last night on live stream, and within 10 minutes, my wrists were absolutely killing me. In my opinion, Nintendo needs to change this fast. They need to make an option to where you could use a controller. And also, here's my question. As far as accessibility goes, how are people that just have one arm going to play this game? You have to use the left Joy-Con to roll the left wheel, the right Joy-Con to roll the right wheel. But if you need accessibility, let's say maybe you're disabled, you have one arm, your other arm doesn't work for whatever reason, how are you supposed to play this game? It almost seems like Nintendo didn't think this through. And I think the execution just wasn't there. The idea in theory, there was potential. I'm not going to lie. Nintendo has done weirder and wackier things that got over with the gaming community, but this isn't it. In my opinion, Chief, this is not it. Drag X Drive, there's nothing that stands out to me on this demo. The character designs are very bland. They feel generic. That's not like Nintendo to make characters that aren't memorable. It's a new franchise. I would have thought they would have had something to stand out. They even tried with ARMS. The characters in ARMS had unique personalities and personas and looks like that. This is just robots in wheelchairs. The premise of that sounds interesting, could be quirky, but it's such a Nintendo thing to have mouse control where you have to literally hold the Joy-Cons like this. This one does the left wheel, this one does the right wheel. To turn, you got to do like this and that, and to back up and to go forward. I'm not a fan of the mouse controls being used for that game. It's short sessions for the actual games themselves, but my wrists are hurting, and I tried it on my legs, which, they were responsive, but after a while, your wrists are going to get hurt. I think I see Nintendo dealing with people sending complaints about carpal tunnel, like legit. Like, remember when the Wii came out, people were blaming Nintendo for throwing their Joy-Cons and breaking their TV screens and stuff. I know Nintendo says, oh, wear your straps, your wrist straps and stuff. I don't see this, especially with people that have bigger hands. I see this being a problem. Now, I was playing on my shorts that are my pants because it says you can use a flat, hard surface like a desk or even your legs, right? This is me using my... the whole time, the whole thing, it was responsive, but your wrist start to hurt. And I could see them complain with that. Now, the demo didn't really have much in way variety of options. There was weird things that, like a tutorial that taught you the basics and stuff. But once you got into the game, it was like 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 2. The gameplay mechanics are basic. To shoot, you use the right Joy-Con. You kind of raise your arm up and flick it, right? But there was no sense of if you flicked it harder or slower, if the throw would change at all. It was basically just face the rim and just flick it. There was like no do it harder or do it slower to change it. You know what I mean? So it didn't feel like real motion controls. It just felt like mimicking it. Passing was done with those shoulder buttons, so the ZL and ZR. That was it. Other than just grabbing the ball, there was pass and throw. There was no other kind of like, yeah, you could do like the half pipe tricks and stuff for extra little points on your scores. The exploration elements in the actual arena, there was like some bowling pins that you could knock over. There was like a mini game where you sprint. This Drag X Drive obviously was probably just to test the servers for online play, which they felt okay. We didn't see any crashing. We didn't see any lag. I do not see this game taking off, to be completely honest. I don't think it's enough of a powerful franchise for it to be a hit. Maybe it'll be like a underrated title. I don't know. But I didn't see enough wow factor here. Now, I did buy it from Best Buy digitally because I had a Best Buy gift card for $10. But it's $24, I think. $24, $25. So I had to spend like 15 extra bucks, 10, 15 bucks to buy it. It's digital only. I don't see Nintendo ever releasing this physically. I'm interested to see what's missing from the full game. To be honest, I really haven't been paying attention to anything else for this game, but I'm sure there'll be like unlockables for your robots to like change their helmets and their colors and their wheelchairs and stuff like that. And I'm sure there's gonna be mini games and stuff, but this kind of felt like a tech demo, if I'm being completely honest. Kind of feels like a tech demo, and I don't know, it feels like something that should have gotten packed in with the Switch 2, just like Welcome Tour was. But either way, it's still a small little title from Nintendo, so it's not going to break the bank. But I hope the actual full version of it is a lot more fun. And even if it is, I still can't get past my wrist fucking hurt right now. Like, I still can't get past that. Like, maybe Nintendo will fix something where you don't have to do motion control and you could use the Joy-Cons to move forward, you know, like push up and down on opposite Joy-Con so it could simulate the wheels, or maybe, I don't know, they could figure out a way to use the Joy-Cons for it. I know Nintendo just wants to do the motion and, oh, we need motion controls, we need this gimmick, but I feel they're hurting themselves making motion control only because there's a lot of people that aren't fans of that shit, especially if after one game or a couple of games, like I played, an hour and a half, this literally fucking hurts, like right here and right here, and I wasn't even straining. So I'm just saying, I think that could definitely hold the game back. There's potential, but you know, I'm surprised they just didn't throw Mario characters on it or something like that if they wanted to do good. They're obviously trying to make a new IP here, so we'll see what happens with it. We will see what happens with it. I think it's definitely something that Nintendo's taking a risk on, I would say.